Hello everyone, Chris here. In today's video we'd look at why Season 6 of Overwatch 2 has turned into a complete failure. We'll discuss the new support character Illari, who has higher damage numbers than some DPS characters. We'll talk about the failed $15 PvE campaign that Blizzard focused on for 3 consecutive years instead of fixing Overwatch 1. We'd take a look at insanely negative Steam reviews after the release of Overwatch 2 on that platform, and the useless nerfs and buffs of characters. Overall, what has been promised as the biggest season of Overwatch 2 franchise has turned into a biggest failure. Let's get started. And we start our journey with the new character. The combination of Sojourn Railgun, which is the right-click, symmetric turret for heals, and a dude from Team Fortress 2 with the bazooka as her ultimate, as well as the ability to 2-tap squishes in the head and a small hitbox, makes this character, how do I say that, insanely overpowered. Her ultimate is even more broken than you can possibly think. Land it onto a few people and that's a guaranteed team fight for your team. And this is where the fun starts. How do you even create an abomination of a character called Lifeweaver with a whopping 41% win rate across all ratings and regions and fail to buff him enough so he can be viable for 3 or 4 patches in a row, and then you add a strong DPS character and place her in the support category by accident? We already see Kiriko being insanely oppressive at the higher ranks. And I can guarantee you that if they will not do anything to Illari and just let her be in ranked, we'll end up in a situation of pain, misery, suffering, and despair. Many people will whine and cry in-game and on forums because even if you are a casual player, it is as clear as the day that this character is just absolutely busted. Okay, so can someone explain to me how this abomination of a character exists in this game? First of all, let's take a look at her damage. How is that a support character? Can someone explain to me? How? Another thing that bothers me is the fact that you can aim... Like, how? I am 30 centimeters away from her head. It still hits. I have no idea. Maybe that's the problem with the bot. Let's go for Ash. How is that a thing? I'm not even aiming at her, man. All right, and how about the abomination called Ultimate? What the hell is that? So you fly up, and then you clap one guy, another dude just blows up. How? And then you pair that up with this. That's like a Lucio boop, but a premium version. It's like, you know, your free trial version has ended on the Lucio boop. Now you can pay $15 to get that. The maps that allow you to go for environmental kills are gonna be filled with Illaris, no matter how horrible they're gonna nerf her to the ground. If this ability will stay the same, the fact that you can boop multiple enemies off the map without applying any skill to that ability. You know how hard it is to line up for the Lucio boop? Yeah, try this one. And then you like boop, and then you go for this thing, and then you blow this up. Beautiful. This is I don't know what they are thinking. And then you like not even aim for the head and you kill a person. I applaud to Blizzard. Thank you very much. Moving on to the PvE part. This Overwatch game mode was announced back in 2019, about 4 years ago. And I personally know many players who've been waiting for it, just like they'd wait for Christmas presents when they were 6. To then quickly realize that Santa Claus is their dad, if they are lucky and they still have the dad around. And for more than 3 years, the development team was working extra hard to give us the best experience and restore the former greatness of the game all of us once loved. On the 19th of May, 2023, the game director published a blog in which he apologized for canceling the major part of PvE. No more talent trees, no more fun. Whoopsies! But wait, people who were doing all of that were giving a nice salary. They were getting money that players paid for battle passes and mediocre overpriced skins. And what do we get as a result? Here is what a player who already paid for them and completed them has to say. This took me under an hour to complete the 3 missions that you pay $15 for, by the way. Do I feel ripped off? Yes. Do I regret my choice? Yes. Should you buy it? No. Not even for $5 if you are going to pay $10 for a battle pass. Also, not only are the missions short, but they have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of talking cutscenes. If you buy it anyways, have fun watching the cutscenes over and over again. Now let's talk about the Steam release of Overwatch 2. I believe that one of the most important aspects of growth of every single game or a company is adequate feedback. By the time of recording this video, there are 10,521 mostly negative reviews. It means that roughly only 24% of the players chose to give this game a positive feedback. Let that sink in. Only 24% of players chose to give this game a positive feedback. It is a cry for help from loyal fans that include concerns about balance issues, insane toxicity within the player-based community, and the lack of substantial updates or new content. I understand. Game developers often release updates and patches to address balance issues and improve the overall experience based on players' feedback, or whining and crying of Reddit crybabies. But for some reason, it feels like they are just not playing the game at all. Looks like they're just using a randomizer to buff or nerf random characters within 10 to 15% of the raw numbers values. Now let's touch on interesting buffs and nerfs of Season 6. And the first interesting change is the fact that you have to get 50 wins in order to appear on the top 500 leaderboard. And I understand for 99.9% of the player base this is absolutely not applicable, as they will never have the chance to even touch that, because most people play for fun and they don't care about the rating. But let's take a look at the tank problem as we have right now. No one wants to play it. And if you'd look at the previous top 500 leaderboards, you will actually see that in order to enter the best of the best in your region, a lead player, literally the top G, the Sigma male on the tank role, you need to be a Grandmaster 3 only. And most players in the top 500 have multiple accounts with 30 to 40 wins or games played, and that is a very interesting system, right? Surely, increasing the number of wins will fix the problem. No, it will actually make it worse. The fact that you have to grind longer, twice as long, just to get the same result will destroy the motivation of every single talented player to do so. And as a result, people who will play more will be rewarded with ranks that they don't deserve. And at the same time, players who are truly skilled to be on the list are never going to end up there, because there is just no reason to do so. What they need to do instead is add a rank decay, where you'd have to play a certain amount of games a week to confirm your rank. Because it is very interesting how we have a player that has 10 accounts in top 10, and at the same time 3 accounts #1 spot in Asia, Europe, and America without any problems. Because right now, a person can luck out with a good team or just getting boosted multiple times in a row and just forget about the account because it's already at the top. Really cool, right? And now finally, we can talk about hero changes. And I know many people were eager to see some interesting changes in that state of the game. They would want to play their favorite character, who are going to get buffed directly within the patch notes or indirectly by nerfing the counters of that character. But ta-da! There are no significant hero changes. Not a single one. Not a single significant change that they brought in Season 6 Overwatch 2. I can bet money that an average Overwatch enjoyer would never notice anything if you were to never tell them that there was an update. Developers decided to add a bunch of useless changes that never affect any fundamental problems with the game. They simply don't care. Do they really think that if you reduce the slam cooldown from 7 seconds to 6 seconds on Doomfist, he will struggle less against Sombra hacks, Anna's antis and sleeps, Zenyatta's Discord orbs, Cassidy nades, or being hindered, or going against Arisa? Do they really think that if you buff Bastion, he's gonna stop being a C-tier garbage character with a very big hitbox and very counterable like nature? How about we remove a perfectly fine skill-based stun grenade on Cassidy, replace it with auto-aim abomination? You remember Season 3? That kills squishes with one shot on top of that. In order to kill Tracer, you have to hit her once and then press E, and it doesn't matter where she is, the nade is gonna connect. Then they decided to rework it and make a new cool hindered thingy that flies across the map to then just remove the distance on it and add 25 more HP that they took away previously. Like, seriously? Or maybe they think they'll buff Lifeweaver more, so he can have a 43% win rate instead of 42. Or we just take a perfectly fine Torbjorn and remove his cool turret-based relaxed playstyle and shift his power onto his left click and make him absolutely useless. A fraction of power he possessed previously. And after this insane nerf, developers haven't thought of anything smarter than reducing weapon swap time. I'm actually so pissed. The whole situation is making me sad, and I feel pain for every single die-hard fan who expected something new, something interesting, something better, something that will bring the fun that they once had, and now it's eternally lost. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about all of that. See you in the next one. Take care.